Hey guys, it's me, and I'm coming at you semi-live from California on my Takeover day. I'm calling it the Meagan Tandy Takeover Show. Bear with me. We're in quarantine and it gave me something to do. But I'm going to make it a little different. I'm going to share some of my favorite clips, some behind the scenes pics. I've got an exclusive interview with Caroline Dries, our showrunner, and I'm also going to do an Instagram live with a surprise special guest. So you got to stay tuned. Also, get ready to just flip your phone into landscape mode because this is how the majority of my videos are going to be. Stay tuned. I hope you guys refreshed your memories and watched episode 107, Tell Me the Truth, on the CW app. I wanted you guys to watch that episode because it's got my favorite sweet scene.
It's gonna be okay.
For you, your dad doesn't dry heave when he sees a rainbow flag. My mom calls gays degenerate sinners.
We should tell the truth.
They'll kick us out. We'll never make it into the army.
If we lie, why are we even here? Besides, they're not gonna kick out the Academy's top 2 cadets a week before graduation.
What if you're wrong?
Look at everything we've done over the past 4 years. First off, we're women at Point Rock. Sophie freaking Moore broke Shahnazadi's obstacle record by 1 second.
You did make the sharpshooter competition your bitch.
And we did it all together. And we'll get through this together. As long as we stay united.
You're right. They're not gonna expel Sophie freaking Moore.
Let's do it. Let's tell them the truth.
Yeah, Sophie didn't tell the truth. But she wanted to. But she couldn't. Kate didn't need the school. She can go off and do whatever she wanted, but Sophie needed the academy. It was her only way to have a career, to be able to provide for herself and for her family. And it's sad because people don't understand. Sophie literally had to operate from a place of struggle and from a place of desperation and from a place of survival. And it sucks because both women ended up getting hurt in that scene, but that's my sweet scene. So now things are starting to get really difficult for Sophie because, you know, she kind of still has feelings for Kate, but she's also married, which is why this scene sucks.
Nothing's up with me.
Nothing, or you're pretending to be cool about Kate and me and you're obviously still freaked. Ty, if this is going to be a thing, we should talk about it. Poor Sophie, but also poor Tyler. You know, this whole situation sucks. It's like Sophie is having to hide and cover for her relationship that she had with Kate, but she's also trying to maintain her marriage. But Tyler is still in love with Sophie, but Sophie's not in love with him. It's just this crazy, sad triangle, and the whole situation sucks. My new favorite lines, so walk. Just 2 words, boldly said, by Sophie. Sophie went onto that balcony and was like, hey, Batwoman, what's up? Batwoman's like, no, we shouldn't do this, it's dangerous. And Sophie's like, okay, so walk into these lips.
Not sure if I want this. You don't think that I notice. This isn't like giving you space. I don't want to play the quiet time.
Thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, this is the best show on Instagram today. So we just have a few questions for you, just a few from the fans and then 2 from me. So at Super Bat Legend wants to know, what was the inspiration of Sophie's character and how is her storyline making an impact?
Good question. The inspiration for Sophie's character was, twofold. One, she was in the comics as Kate's love interest at Point Rock. So it made sense for us as we were exploring Kate's backstory, to, you know, tap into the history of the comics and to be true to the character that the comic book writers created for Kate. So it was intriguing, an intriguing idea for us to use her to begin with. But I was excited to use her because she represents a different layer of what it's like to be gay in 2019, which is when we were filming it. Mm-hmm. Kate is very different than Sophie. She's really out. She's comfortable. She never apologizes for who she is. Her being gay is just one of the many characteristics of her personality, and it never stops her from doing anything. I would be remiss to say that that's everyone's experience. Yeah. You know, I think for me personally, I'm more of a Sophie, where it's a little bit more tiptoeing into my comfort zone. And, you know, it's just like a very weighty thing for people. And so I wanted to show sort of a coming out story, you know, and use the character of Sophie to do it.
Like, not everybody.
So now it's time for me to share with you my favorite smoking scene. Episode 113, Drink Me. Yeah, this scene where Sophie rescues Batwoman. Yeah. It was smoking hot is what it was.
Thank you.
I thought you said we needed to hurry. You're gonna get my ass fired, so... So, next time, I'll have to bring you in. Which means there can't be a next time.
Like, not everybody can have that bold stance with someone like that, right? Like, why why was it so important for me, for Sophie to not like?
Yeah, I think this is where you and Sophie were kind of on two different trajectories. It was funny when you sent me that email, because it took me a second. I was like, oh, am I making a mistake here with the Sophie character? Am I playing it wrong? And then I remembered, no, Sophie and Meagan are two completely different people. And, you know, that scene was so important for dramatizing Sophie's level of discomfort. And whether it was conscious or not for the character, it's that gut reaction when you're in this uncomfortable position that's so telling of what is brewing deeper inside of the character. And, you know, if you had 5 more minutes to think about it, you might have, you know, composed yourself differently and maybe defended Kate. But it's just that instant reaction of being uncomfortable, and it just really touched a nerve with your character. And so it was really important to dramatize that. And you did an awesome job playing it, because I knew when I was watching the dailies, I knew how much you had to act, you know, in that scene. So I could appreciate what you were doing. In the people reacted, you know, people instantly are going to defend Kate and hate Alessandro. But I think fans especially were hard on Sophie early on in the show, because she was so in the beginning stages of her coming out journey. And I knew it was tempting as a writer to be like, okay, let's fast forward through this and make Sophie comfortable so the fans can kind of root for her more. But I was like, you know, it is important to be true to every painful moment of this girl's story, and trust that when she comes out the other side, which in my opinion is her coming out to her mom, that everyone's like, oh, thank God, yes, and they're really now rooting for you. And I watched people just do 180s on the Sophie character, because she, you know, found her strength in standing in her truth, which it just doesn't go like that. You know, it is a journey and it's painful. That is the point. The thing about writing for Sophie is, you know, the way her character is positioned in the show, which is Jacob is like the boss of the Crows. And so he's the sort of the commander and the authority on the show. And then Sophie, it's important for him and Sophie to sort of have conflict so that she feels like she has a different agenda on the show. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we... having the opposite want that Jacob wants, which is to be closer to Batwoman and to indulge in whatever Batwoman's doing, it helps and it creates a ton of conflict. So I would just say the hardest part is making sure that Sophie's point of view feels independent from the other characters on the show, outside of the obvious storyline that we're telling, which is her coming out story. But I want the character to be so much more than just a girl who's realizing, you know, she's gay and needs to come out of the closet. We're not going to see any more Sophie and Mom this season. Okay. So
next question.
That's going to be a drama that carries on, you know, into the future. You know, you mentioned you want to see Sophie more fight scenes and stuff like that. I do too, because you're good at, like, you know, throwing people around, throwing punches. Yeah. So I would just say some physical challenges, you know.
All right, it's the afternoon and we are nearing the end of my takeover show. But we can't end it without talking about my favorite courageous scene. So of course with Kate, she's very courageous. She's out there defending Gotham, doing her thing. But Sophie hasn't even had the courage to stand in her own truth. Until now.
I was at Point Rock. I met someone. And for the first time, happy. Really, really happy. And I want to find that again.
Okay. Okay. Then go find him, honey. Go find him.
It wasn't a him, Mom. It was a her. For years, I kept it a secret. I thought I could have both. The version of me that my school and my family could be proud of. And the version of me who knew who she was.
Hey guys, well thank you so much for tuning in to the Meagan Tandy Takeover Show. Let's give it up for our live studio audience member right here. This is Coda. I don't know what she's looking at, but she says thank you very much, guys. But this was so much fun. Thank you so much for letting me come into your living rooms today. And do not forget, download the CW app now. And we come back on April 26th. And also, guys, with all this quarantine, corona stuff that's going on right now, it was such a pleasure for me to be able to do this for you guys, because it's like, you know, yeah, what do we do with our time? But also, I just wanted you guys to have something to just focus on that would be fun and that would be positive. And so just do your best to just keep your spirits high right now. It's a crazy, very uncertain and difficult time, but guess what? We will get through this, and we'll get through this together. Love you guys.